Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Matt Klaben, and I'm Vice President, General Counsel, and Secretary at Chart Industries. Chart is a leading manufacturer of equipment for a wide variety of cryogenic and gas processing applications. Our equipment is used in the production, distribution, and end use of atmospheric and industrial gases, as well as natural gas itself. We have about 3,000 employees at locations in a dozen states across the U.S., from communities in Minnesota to Texas, and California to New York, and in between. My colleagues make high-quality products for both domestic consumption and export to markets around the world. Today's hearing is about the potential opportunities that exist for companies like mine and our employees and communities across the United States from LNG exports. Chart plays a vital role in the LNG supply chain, producing equipment for applications from liquefaction to end use. For liquefaction, at facilities in places like La Crosse, Wisconsin, New Iberia, Louisiana, The Woodlands, Texas, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, we design, manufacture, and fabricate equipment such as heat exchangers, pressure vessels, and cold boxes that customers use to process and chill natural gas to produce LNG. Continuing along the LNG supply chain in places like New Prague, Minnesota, and Canton, Georgia, we design and manufacture vacuum-insulated tanks and transportation equipment, which customers use to store and deliver LNG. Finally, we design and manufacture fuel tanks for trucks, buses, locomotives, and even ships in places like Canton and New Prague. Chart's participation in the LNG value chain has put us in a position to create many good-paying jobs in communities across the U.S. In recent years, we've invested tens of millions of dollars to expand our facilities in various American communities for these opportunities. Let me take a few moments to tell you about just one of those in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where we recently completed the expansion of our brazed aluminum heat exchanger manufacturing plant. This $50 million project increases the manufacturing capacity of our heat exchangers in La Crosse by 40%, doubles our engineering capacity, and includes an additional brazing furnace, which is the largest of its type in the world. Our La Crosse facility employs more than 600 people and has a rich heritage boasting more than 60 years of uninterrupted heat exchanger manufacturing. We have a 5-year contract with Machinists Union Local Lodge 2191, which continues our proud 60-year partnership with the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. In La Crosse, as we have done in other American communities, we have laid the foundation to support job growth in anticipation of LNG opportunities continuing on their natural course without artificial barriers. Manufacturers believe LNG exports should be governed by principles of free trade and open markets. Manufacturers also oppose barriers to exports. We call on the DOE to accelerate the decision-making process for LNG exports. This process has become a regulatory choke point, contrary to American traditions and our international obligations. Approval of pending LNG export terminals would place Chart in a position to create jobs in the U.S. Chart designs and manufactures equipment that is needed to construct the terminals in communities like La Crosse, New Iberia, The Woodlands, and New Prague. If Chart is selected to supply equipment for just one average-sized terminal, it would support hundreds of jobs at our facilities and further hundreds of jobs with our suppliers in other communities around the U.S. Chart and its suppliers are not alone. We represent just one small part of the LNG value chain and the total work needed. Each LNG export terminal costs roughly $10 billion to construct. Each project would create thousands of jobs and generate billions of dollars in economic benefits. Importantly, even after construction is completed, the operation of LNG export terminals could put Chart and others in a position to create many more American jobs, while enhancing American energy security through the creation of needed domestic infrastructure. The ongoing economic impact of these terminals would create opportunities for us and our communities. The U.S. has led the world in adopting international rules to prohibit export restrictions, such as WTO rules that were recently invoked to rein in restrictions on exports of rare earth materials from China. For the U.S., the same principles must apply. We should not ourselves be in violation of these very same commitments. At Chart last year, we sold over $800 million of high-quality products from communities across the U.S. We exported over 44% of those American-made products to customers around the world in places as diverse as China, Europe, and Australia. CHART benefits from the principles of free trade to support American manufacturing jobs from coast to coast and in between. Deviations from those principles, whether at home or abroad, can only hurt us and our communities as a whole. Thank you for the opportunity to appear today. I look forward to your questions.